This video examines theoretical frameworks and publicly available reports related to unidentified aerial phenomena and consciousness. It does not claim scientific proof, encourage experimentation, or provide medical or psychological guidance. All interpretations presented are speculative and intended for educational and analytical purposes only. Psionics, frequency, and UAP contact. Why certain places are different. If psionics were just imagination, encounters would be random. They aren't. They cluster, repeatedly, in the same environments, deserts, open oceans, and almost never dense cities. That pattern tells us something fundamental about how influence actually works. If influence were purely mental, geography wouldn't matter. But it does, consistently. Try tuning a radio in a city full of electronics. Now try it in the desert, same signal, very different clarity. Location doesn't create the signal. It determines how much interference exists. Human activity generates electromagnetic noise and psychological noise at the same time. Dense populations increase emotional volatility. Infrastructure saturates the environment with constant signal activity. Psionic-style interaction appears to require low-noise environments. Deserts remove three things at once: population density, emotional noise, infrastructure interference. In a crowded room, a whisper disappears. In a canyon, it carries. Deserts function like canyons for state-based interaction. This is why certain locations appear repeatedly in unclassified reports. Places like Skinwalker Ranch show ongoing UAP sightings paired with strong consciousness effects. Animals in these areas are not unaffected. Reports of unusual behavior, including agitation and apparent anticipatory fear, have been documented. What remains distinct is how these effects present. In animals, responses appear largely behavioral and physiological. In humans, responses extend into perception, emotion, memory, and meaning. In many cases, human witnesses report awareness, fear, or emotional shifts before any visual observation occurs, followed by lasting psychological impact afterward. That pattern is consistent with state interaction, not mechanical detection. White Sands Missile Range shows a similar profile: sparse population, wide-open terrain, long-term sightings across decades. Silence matters more than secrecy. Oceans show the same pattern for different reasons. Water isn't empty space, it's a medium. Sound travels farther in water than in air. Submarines depend on this. The medium itself amplifies coherence. The ocean is conductive. It is pressurized. It is isolating. It has reduced electromagnetic clutter. And it has a powerful psychological effect on humans. The ocean doesn't just hide things, it stabilizes interaction. This is why many of the most credible encounters occur far offshore. During the USS Nimitz encounters, objects were observed moving seamlessly between air and water. Radar, visual, and infrared systems all confirmed the same events. There were no sonic booms, no visible propulsion, no inertia effects. The most important detail wasn't speed, it was domain indifference. The same pattern appears in US Navy footage released between 2017 and 2020. Objects hover above open ocean. Pilots report anticipation before visual contact. Again and again, awareness precedes visibility. This brings us to the most misunderstood idea of all. Calling doesn't mean summoning, it means matching state. Your phone doesn't force a Wi-Fi connection. It broadcasts availability. The network responds only if compatibility exists. In many reports, similar conditions appear. Small groups, quiet environments, remote locations. Emotional neutrality or calm curiosity rather than excitement. Repeated success in the same places. The environment reduces external noise. The humans reduce internal noise. The overlap becomes visible. This is also why it rarely works in cities. Constant emotional fluctuation, cognitive overload, artificial lighting, electromagnetic saturation. You can't hear a whisper inside a factory. Militaries struggle to reproduce these encounters on demand for the same reason. They look for control. State-based interaction requires the absence of control. Trying to force it is like trying to fall asleep. The harder you try, the more awake you become. This explains why encounters are unpredictable. why advanced sensors don't guarantee results, and why witnesses often feel chosen. They aren't. It's not selection. It's compatibility in the moment. This is also why psionics should not be confused with technology. Technology pushes reality. Psionics slides through it. Technology breaks doors. State interaction finds unlocked ones. Deserts and oceans don't open doors. They remove barriers. Psionic interaction doesn't appear where intelligence is highest. It appears where interference is lowest. Deserts and oceans aren't mystical. They're quiet. And in quiet places, influence becomes visible. The question isn't why something responds. The question is why, in a noisy world, we're surprised that silence matters. If you found this video interesting, like, comment, and subscribe for more exploratory content.